Sylla joins us from Dakar in Senegal. He's a development economist. He's also the research and program manager at the West Africa office of the Rosa Luxemburg Foundation. Ndongo, thank you so much indeed. You know, they say they're going to be talking about these things like business, innovation, culture and sport, and that Emmanuel Macron wants to reset his country's relationship with Africa. But about 9-10 days ago, he gave an interview to Le Monde newspaper in which he said, I wonder if Algeria even existed before we entered as colonizers. I mean, what's that all about?
Well, this French-Africa summit is just a way of, let's say, rebranding things. Because, you know, France is contested in Africa and other parts of the world. France is contested economically by powers like China, India, Turkey, and so on. Diplomatically speaking, France is contested by powers like Russia, especially in Central Africa and now in Mali. And more young people in Africa want to get rid of neo-colonial relationships, like, for example, the currency used in 14 African countries, 12 of which had been former French colonies. So in those countries, there is still a medium of circulation which dates back from colonial times. And African countries want to get rid of that. Their populations want to get rid of that. The same thing for military interventions. And in face of this growing criticism, Macron and his government has wanted, let's say, to change, let's say, the image of France in Senegal. That's in Africa. That's why they tried to organize this Montpellier summit and inviting not the head of states for the first time, but their intellectuals and their civil society, because those intellectuals and those civil society organizations are not representative of African intellectuals and African civil society organizations.
Yeah, absolutely. You say France is contested around Africa. Other people say France is losing influence around Africa. So what does Macron have to say to these people he's invited to prove to them that his country is still relevant to their futures? What does he have to offer apart from money?
I don't think he has something to offer. I think he has something he wants to save. That's the French influence. But we all know that this influence is declining. And, their last hope is to try to gather some intellectuals and some civil society organizations to stop this decline. But we know that this is something, which will continue. And many people, many intellectuals, many civil society organizations, and many African leaders are vigilant and they are watching carefully these trends. So in some way, the Montpellier summit, is a non-summit to some extent.
Without giving us an entire lecture, Ndongo, if you don't mind, what are the best legacies that France has left in its former colonies?
Well, it is very difficult to talk about a positive legacy. But what we see, objectively speaking, is that the most backward countries in the world are in the former French colonies. If you look, for example, at the Human Development Index, you see that the bottom of the index will find Francophone countries. And that means a lot to my point of view.
Ndongo, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much indeed. Ndongo Samba Sylla speaking to us from Dakar in Senegal.